it's Tori here with Camp Chef. As you can see, we are doing some ribs today using the 3-2-1 method, which is tried and true. Before we get started on the recipe, we want to let you guys know about our giveaway today. If we hit 300 shares during this live video, then we will give away 3 sets of our brand new Camp Chef seasonings and 3 of our 9-piece knife sets. So get sharing with your friends, you early viewers, and
let's take a look at those seasonings. So 3 sets of this and 3 sets of our, or 3
of our 9-piece
professional knife set. Brian, thanks for joining in. Always a pleasure to have you here watching.
Yes, so get sharing, you guys. And I'm going to show you how to prep your ribs. Well, before we mess with the meat, actually, we're going to make some rub. So I think that one thing about ribs is they sound really intimidating to people. People think that they're a lot more complicated than they really are. But they're actually super duper easy if you just keep everything really simple. So we're keeping our rub really simple. We're just doing a half and half mix of brown sugar and our Kickin' barbecue rub, which is one of the seasonings you can get if you guys share and we get 300 shares on this. So we're just doing a mix of that today for our rub.
Alright, so we're mixing that in.
Brown sugar's got a little hard.
And it's just going to take a minute to do that. For those of you just joining in, we've picked up a pile of new viewers. This is what we're doing today. Ribs. Ribs, ribs, ribs. That's what we're going to be working on today and showing you guys how to do the 3-2-1 method of ribs. A lot of folks can sometimes find it difficult, and if we hit 300 shares, we're going to give away 3 sets of this, and then 3 of our 9-piece professional knife set. So guys, get sharing. Sharing is caring. In the meantime, Tori, it's cold outside, so the brown sugar's not quite cooperating, is it?
No, but it's getting there. So making up our rub. Like I said, just keeping it really simple with an easy mixture. And then you want to prep your meat. For those of you who are keeping track of our health and safety here, we have rinsed and dried this rack of ribs already. We just didn't want to show you that on the video because it's kind of boring. So one thing that a lot of people forget to do is peel off this membrane that's along the back of the ribs. This is called the silver skin. And it's pretty easy to peel off. Some people, you can score it down the middle, just right along one of the bones, right along here. Or you can, a lot of times this corner will be a little bit peeled off already. And so it's usually pretty easy to get it kind of in one piece.
Well, while she's doing that, everyone, thanks for joining in. Love to know where everyone's joining in from, and be sure to share with your friends. Remember guys, when we hit 300 shares, it's going to be 3 lucky winners of some great gear. So get sharing and let us know where in the world everyone's joining in from.
So not the most beautiful part of ribs, but important. And you want to use a paper towel for that, by the way, because that silver skin can be like a little bit like slimy or slippery. That's kind of gross, I know, but with a paper towel it'll give you a better grip and you can peel it off pretty well. So you guys can see how easily that came off all in one piece. So like I said, you can score it down the middle and kind of peel it off in 2, or you can start from that corner and go from there. So now that we have gotten our ribs ready to go, we are going to start seasoning them.
Alright, hey, can I get some likes for the ribs? I mean, where are our rib folks out there? There's got to be some folks out there who love ribs. Where are you?
So what we're going to do actually is brush this thing with mustard, which maybe a lot of you at this point are like, what? Mustard on ribs? I'm with you. I don't even like mustard on like normal things, but the mustard, when you put it on ribs, it almost caramelizes while it's cooking, and so when you brush it before you put the rub on, it helps the rub stick a lot better, and during the cooking process it kind of caramelizes and gives it this really cool, unique, super delicious flavor. I promise it doesn't taste like mustard, if any of you are not mustard fans out there like I am. So
we're just brushing that on. And for everyone who's just joined in, we're doing the tried and true method of 3-2-1 ribs. Really, guys, it's a good day at Camp Chef. And when we hit 300 shares, going to be giving away 3 sets of our brand new seasonings and 3 of our 9-piece knife sets. So these are great things, great products to have, whether it's cooking at home or back patio or really anywhere else. All right, Tori, so what do we got going on?
So then you want to sprinkle on the rub. You want to coat it enough so it's pretty much all covered, but you don't need to like cake it on there. So we'll just cover all the mustardy areas, basically. That's what you want to do. So once you kind of sprinkle enough on there, you don't want to like rub it, because you don't want to rub the mustard off, but you can kind of just pat it around, make sure it's fairly even.
After doing that, let's check and see where we're at with our shares. How many shares we at? Hang on, guys. We're checking on it. Give us just a minute. Oh, hey, we're at 200 live viewers.
Nice.
Make sure, guys, everyone is sharing. Sharing is caring, and we want to give you all an opportunity to be able to win some great gear.
Okay. So then we just repeat with the other side. Just like we did.
All right, folks, we're at 86 shares. Come on. We can do this. Our last video, I mean, with everyone sharing, we hit, we had 1,300 live viewers and well over 2,000 shares. So 300, we can do it, guys. So we're just
Coating that with mustard.
coating that. Oh, there's some great likes for some rubs and some ribs.
Tom, do they know what we're giving away today when we hit all the shares?
I hope so. Giving away 3 of our 9-piece knife sets and 3 sets of our rubs, our seasonings.
One of which we are using today, guys, if you missed the beginning of this. We're using our Kickin' Barbecue rub today, and it's, as the name would imply, it's got a bit of a kick. It's just a little bit spicy, but it's still got that nice sweet barbecue flavor. So it's great for ribs. It's made for ribs.
So we've got some more seasoning going on there. While Tori's working on that, let's take a second. From time to time, we gotta look at our ribs. So we're gonna be cutting into these here in the next probably 10 minutes and showing you guys what's going on with that rack right there. In the meantime, though, let's talk about our pellets for a second, guys. A lot of people ask about pellets and what makes ours, better than others. One is that, so this is our competition blend, which we've got right here. And our competition blend, we've got to look at these, is maple hickory and cherry hardwood. There's no other fillers or anything in it. And you'll notice one of the things with our bags are clear. We want you to be able to see what's in it, that we're not hiding anything, and that you're getting a premium hardwood pellet that hasn't turned into more or less sawdust. So definitely something worth knowing, that when you're getting pellets from us, you're getting all natural hardwood pellets. All right, Tori, where are we at?
These are ready to go on. So that's what your ribs are gonna look like. I told you guys it was super easy. You just mustard them up, you throw some rub on there, you're good to go. And then you just cook it with our 3-2-1 method, which Tom, I think you were gonna talk about that. Do you want to check on the ribs on the pellet grill?
Yes. So
we'll switch around here.
All right, folks. So 3-2-1 method is actually the only method I've used on doing ribs, and really for me is probably one of the best. It's super simple, as Tori showed with the ribs. That's really all there is on the prep. You wash, you dry, pull out the membrane, season it with your favorite seasoning, and then, so the 3-2-1 method, throw your rack of ribs on the pellet grill, and then from there, throw them on there, and then let them sit for about 3 hours. Now, that 3 hour mark, you can, in this case, what we've done, you'll wrap them in foil, and in this case, we put this rack of ribs on about 5 hours ago, so we've already wrapped it. We're gonna pull it off and show you guys what that looks like.
And for you guys just joining us, once we reach 300 shares on this video, we're going to be giving away 3 sets of our Camp Chef seasonings and 3 sets of our 9-piece knife sets, which would be awesome. And I've just heard that we are halfway there.
Woohoo!
So
let's take a look at what we've got going on here.
Ooh. Can we get some likes for that, you guys? You can see the steam rolling off of there. That looks great.
All right, so now at this point, you have 2 things you can do. For me personally, what I really like to do is I like to take the rack of ribs and put it right back on the pellet grill. That helps kind of dry this out a little bit, helps provide that bark, which is that nice crunch you get when you're doing ribs. Or in some cases, like we've done on here, this is the time where you take a homemade barbecue sauce and you would sauce them. So let's go ahead and get this rack on there.
And I don't know if we mentioned this earlier or not, you guys, but we're cooking on our pellet grill right now at the high smoke setting, which usually runs around 210 to 220 degrees. Would you say, Tom?
Yeah, about 225 plus or minus 10-15 degrees. And really, that's set up for optimal smoke at a higher temperature. So really, so you have that. I use it a lot for ribs, chicken, pork, actually just about everything I cook on. You definitely can go to a low smoke, which is 175 plus or minus, and really the quantity of smoke is going to be the same, but the temperature is the variation there. So now something that's a personal preference for me is you have all this rendering right there, and what I like to do is take that and pour that back onto the ribs. And then the next part of the 3-2-1 method is you just let those sit for an hour. So really, 3-2-1 method, 3 hours wrapped or unwrapped, 2 hours wrapped, and then 1 hour unwrapped, where you're finishing creating that bark. So throw this away real quick. And I think, Tori, we're just about ready to cut open that rack of ribs. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Should we check out those ribs?
You guys like if you want to check out the ribs that we are so close to cutting into.
And while we're waiting for some likes on that, remember folks, sharing is caring. And when you share, we're going to be giving away 3 sets of our brand new Camp Chef seasonings. And this is the guy that we're using today, our Kickin' Barbecue rub. It does have a little bit of a kick to it. And in case you missed it, what Tori did earlier, she took some of our Kickin' Barbecue rub and some brown sugar, put it in a metal bowl, stirred it around, used some mustard for the base kind of rub on the ribs to help the seasoning adhere, and then you're just putting that on there. But the other thing is that we're also going to be giving away 3 sets, or 3 of our 9-piece knife set.
It's hard to say, Tom.
It is hard to say.
All right,
But
I think they are impatient to see the ribs. There were a lot of likes for that, so let's cut into these bad boys.
All right. Now, here's a tip for you when you're doing your ribs. Some people, when they're looking at their ribs, they're saying, you know, when the meat starts to pull away from the bone like that it's done. You know, you can kind of get yourself into some trouble there, because just at a higher temperature, that meat is going to shrink anyway, and that's could possibly not always be a good indication that the ribs are done. But you can always go with the bend test. So we've got our ribs starting to break right there, but they're not totally falling apart. That's really what we're going for. I mean, fall off the bone ribs, they're good, but really when you're doing ribs, good ribs, the meat stays on there, so when you take a bite, they're not pulling all the way off. Got a pretty good bark on that. So let's go ahead and cut into this and see what we get.
Yum! Can we get some likes for that, you guys? That looks awesome. Alright, I think these guys want to see what these ribs look like.
Alright. So let's get a knife.
Looks like we got a lot of rib lovers out there.
Good.
Perfect. If you guys are just joining us, you've come in for the best part. Remember to share this video so we can give you some seasonings and a few knife sets. Where are we at with the shares?
All right. So, since we're at 205, guys, come on, keep sharing.
So you guys who are just joining us, you can share more than once.
Absolutely.
You just need to get up to 300 shares.
All right, so since right now it's just 3 of us out here, let's just go ahead and cut into these ribs. Got a rib right there. All right, let's talk about these ribs here real quick. While Tori and I are salivating looking at these ribs.
Oh, yum.
All right. Tip number 2 when it comes cooking your ribs. So, because you smoked it, you are going to get this pink look around the ribs. That's ideal. That's your smoke ring. That's where a lot of that flavor, that crunch, that bark comes in. Is right on that outer ring. And then the other thing when it comes to smoking ribs that you're looking for is you want to make sure that this meat is like a tan or almost a clear type color, that any of the juice that comes out of it is clear. And that means that you have fully cooked pork baby back ribs. And really, with the 3-2-1 method, after hour 5, your ribs are done. It's just that last hour, you're finishing them off, getting this nice great looking bark look on these ribs. And at that point in time, personal preference, your ribs should be good enough. They don't need sauce. You know, it's personal preference. So it's been a while since I've had ribs with sauce already on them. Let's give them a try. Grab it.
This looks so good.
Paper towel. And let's give these guys a try. Yep.
270 shares, guys, for these ribs. Yeah.
We're not sharing with the office. We'll go for a second bite.
We only need 30 more shares, and we'll give away some of our seasonings and some of our knife sets.
So, for those of you just joining in, so we're doing our 3-2-1 method on ribs. And really, it's a tried and true method that I think creates some of the best tasting ribs. And really, you can use any seasoning, but it's super easy to do, guys, especially with something like a pellet grill, where you just set it on, in this case, we set it on high smoke and let it run. And we've been checking on it, making sure everything's going well, but it has maintained the temperature. Outside temperature right now is
somewhere in the 30s, probably.
Low 30s, high 20s right now. It's what? 302. 302 views or shares. Woohoo! All right.
Nice job, you guys.
Remember, all you need to do, like this post, like this video, comment on the video. You have until midnight tonight. We're giving away 3 of those and 3 of our 9-piece professional life set. So you've got different knives, you've got tongs, and then or meat fork, carry bag, cutting board comes with it. So really, it's an awesome set. Definitely good thing to have. And for anyone asking about this rack of ribs, this is something else that it's personal preference. Some people will do. They'll take their rack of ribs and they'll prep it the night before. So that's actually what we're going to do with this particular rack. We're going to end up wrapping it up, setting it in the fridge and letting it sit overnight. Let all the seasoning really just soak in, get through that really kind of thin first layer of the rib meat, and then we'll smoke it tomorrow. It's going to be great. In the meantime, I think that's pretty much everything, Tori. Although, one thing I do want to mention to everyone, December 1, we've got a giveaway that you're going to want to check out. To check out, you guys need to be sure and subscribe to our email list. If you're not already, go to campchef.com, go all the way down to the bottom of the website. If something doesn't already pop up, down at the bottom, you can subscribe to our newsletter. Do that because come Thursday, December 1st, we're going to be announcing a pretty sweet giveaway. You guys are going to want to check it out. In the meantime, when it comes to ribs, before we sign off, any questions?
We do have a few. A couple people were wondering what flavor of pellets we used today, Tom.
Okay, so we used, put this up here. So competition blend. It's made up of maple, hickory, and cherry, and that's it. Nothing else. Just maple, hickory, cherry. And it's quickly become an office favorite. Pretty much everyone in the office uses it. It's the only one I've used since we've come out with it. It provides great flavor and pairs with just about any food. I've done yams, potatoes, steak, chicken, pork, ribs. Really pairs with about anything. Any other questions?
Yeah, I'll answer this one. A few people have wondered what temperature we've been smoking at today. So you can see here, we've set it to our high smoke setting, which is when you want to smoke something kind of low and slow, but at like a slightly higher temperature, right, Tom? And that usually runs around
It's 225 plus or minus 10 to 15 degrees. Obviously, if it's super cold, you're going to have a little bit more of a temperature fluctuation, but it's not going to be bad. And if anything, it'll work towards your benefit.
And if you guys want to keep a more exact temperature, we do also have a setting for 225, which you could smoke your ribs at that temperature as well,
Yes.
if you are someone who doesn't like fluctuation very much. I think that was pretty much it.
I think so.
So remember, guys, you have until midnight?
Till midnight
Till
tonight.
midnight tonight to like and comment on this video to enter to win three sets of these guys and 3 of our 9-piece knife sets. And then make sure you're subscribed to our email list so you'll be the first to know about our giveaway that we are starting on December 1st.
Yes.
So as a final sign off, I say we take one last look at these ribs.
And actually, Tori, do you want to give the ribs a try?
Sure, we can do that. Ooh, my hands are so cold.
All right, Tori.
These are really good.
Worth the wait?
Yeah, no mustard taste, just like I promised.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for joining in. You guys have a great day, and we will see you all next week. And next week, you're going to want to join in. Promise. All right, guys, have a good day, and we'll see you later.